fellow content creator Devin Nash is looking for somebody to take his more bland thumbnails and make them just a bit more
spicy.
We're gonna take his thumbnails to Flavor Town. First video we have today is called Exactly How to Grow a Twitch Stream from 0 to 100, featuring Yamakiller. Now, this is actually one of Devin's top 3 performing videos, and I think it's in spite of, not because of its thumbnail. Nothing about the thumbnail actually communicates anything about Twitch or streaming in general. The 3D text generally falls flat. It lacks a whole lot of flavor. Flavor Town! And I don't actually recognize either of the people in the foreground, I guess you would call it the middle ground of the thumbnail, and the background is just kind of busy and doesn't really communicate what I think the thumbnail should be trying to communicate. So we're gonna spruce this one up. All right, so this was our original, and I went ahead and made this. I felt what was really important to communicate was going from 0 viewers to 100 viewers on Twitch. So I included the Twitch logo, and I used an icon that was more similar to the icon used to show the viewer count on Twitch. I then included the 100 emoji just to be trendy, and included kind of a brain blast galaxy brain meme for the backdrop to kind of show that this is a talk about high-level strategies. All right, so this one is for the video, your favorite streamer is getting banned. Here we see Ludwig deleting his videos and still getting DMCA'd. The biggest issue with this thumbnail is that there's way too much text going on. Generally, we want to minimize the amount of text that we need to read in a YouTube thumbnail. Now, this isn't terrible because the words that we're really reading are just delete videos, but I think there's a much more effective way of communicating what this thumbnail is trying to communicate while keeping a little bit of the personality. So this is what we started with, and this is what we came up with. Now this one's pretty self-explanatory. If you're not familiar, this is basically a spoof of Grand Theft Auto. Character dies, the screen goes black and white, and wasted gets painted across the screen. We went with DMCA'd. And when you're being chased by the cops, you usually have, you know, like a wanted rating with stars. We gave Ludwig here a 5-star wanted rating by the RIAA. I think the theme overall is very unified, keeps it simple, very much communicates the idea that we want to communicate, and it's pretty funny on top of all of that. Okay, so this one's kind of tough. I can see why Devin and his team struggled. The title of the video is called The Future of Twitch, and it's Devin and a marketing expert discussing the consequences of Twitch's kind of marketing decisions and how it will play out over time with Twitch. Twitch is going to have a hard time breaking it into mainstream audiences. Now, I think we can better communicate that. I can see what they were going for, that it's kind of like an Alice looking into the down the rabbit hole, but Ninja and Pokemon's faces are just kind of hastily cropped and put on top of this image. It takes a minute to understand what we're exactly even looking at. The fact that this is a hole and we're looking up out of it. The thumbnail in general just doesn't communicate anything clearly to the viewer other than it's about Twitch streamers. So I think we could come up with a thumbnail that's more eye-catching, easier to understand, and more on topic with the video. So we went from this to this. So I wanted to retain the talk about top Twitch streamers. That's why I used even the same exact photo of Ninja from the original thumbnail. But I felt I really wanted to communicate how this talk is about the failures of Twitch in a lot of ways, but also like the questions we ask about the future of streaming. So to incite kind of the fear response, we ask, will Ninja never be mainstream? Will streaming never be mainstream? I think the best way to communicate that is to really contrast Drake with Ninja. Drake and Ninja playing Fortnite together is still the record number of viewers on a Twitch stream. And while it did give Ninja a little bit of like a spotlight for just a few seconds in terms of media coverage, it still wasn't enough to bring him into the mainstream or Twitch into the mainstream. And so Drake here is kind of looking at Ninja like, I don't know that you'll ever be able to catch up. I think I'm gonna leave you in the dust. Thanks for joining me today on my journey to make better thumbnails. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about really telling a story with your thumbnails that is answered by the content of your video. If you have more questions about thumbnail design, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. In the comments below. You can also catch me in live streams every Sunday on YouTube or every Tuesday and Thursday on Twitch. Go out, make some banger thumbnails, and have a jazzy night. Now we're talking too much about flavors. Flavorless. We're gonna take his thumbnails to Flavor Town. That's going in there.